Well, today is, what is the date today? It's July?
24th.
Okay, I'm going to go with your date.
Yes.
I'm Carl Krebs, and this is Rodine Isfeld.
Hello, everybody.
And the purpose of this video is to introduce one of our newer brand partners in Lifewave, in our Lifewave community. And I want to ask Rodine a few questions about how she found it and why she chose to get involved with it. And also, what are some of the early returns on using the product, right? The early returns already. So I hope you will enjoy this wherever you're watching it from. So, Rodine, let me start with a question. How did you hear about Lifewave?
I was introduced to Lifewave, I think about a year ago, when a friend of mine and my publisher actually had mentioned it and invited me to join her group because she is a Lifewave brand partner as well. And she asked me to join her group. She said, you know, you're so into health and, you know, the health aspect of healthy eating and all those things. She said, I think you'll really like this group. And I really did.
Yeah.
What sold me on it was she shared some before and after pictures. And I don't know about any of you, but I mean, I'm 55 still. Yeah, 56 on August 7th.
55 years young, we like to say.
And you know, you start to notice things, and it's like, I don't look as young as I used to. And I saw some before and after pictures of her, and the difference that it made. She looked about 10 years younger. And I'm like, okay, what is this magic that you have going on?
Yeah.
And she said, it's the patches. And I was like, okay, I need to learn more about this.
And while it may seem like magic, it's all rooted in science. It's based entirely in science, something called photobiomodulation, photolight therapy, where our bodies, as Einstein said, are emitting light. We are a source of light. And what we are doing, our patches contain all natural crystals, all natural particulate, water, sugars, amino acids, things like that. It is patented, of course, so you know you're not going to find out exactly what's in it, but it is all natural. And this process does not transmit anything into the body, so we call it non-transdermal. And in fact, the latest ruling from Health Canada on our product is that we are declared now to be a medical device.
Wow.
And that's interesting.
Yep.
Because they know that we aren't putting anything in the body. But this process is capturing certain light frequencies, which is causing your body to respond. So you have been using the product now for, I'm going to say 3 weeks, maybe a month?
About 3 weeks.
Yeah. So talking about some of the early returns.
Early returns. I've had stomach issues where eating certain foods just made me really uncomfortable, bloated, and a lot of pain. So you restrict what you eat, you start to play around with what you can and can't eat. And I was kind of to a point where almost everything just aggravated me. And I do look into alternative supplementation, etc. So I research and I do my due diligence, but nothing was working. And when I started the patch, I was thinking, I'm gonna sleep really well now, because that's one thing that lots of people notice.
A lot of people report great sleep.
Yes. I haven't noticed that, but what I did notice was that my stomach issues have gone away. I had pasta with my grandson, and I wasn't in pain. And pasta for me would be I can do it once, and I did it 3 days in a row, and I was good.
You were tempting fate at that point.
I was tempting fate, big time, because it had become so chronic and such a part of my life. You alter everything you eat, you try to fix it, but I was at a loss. I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. And so yes, I tempted fate. 3 days of pasta in a row, and I didn't feel bad. I didn't have the bloating. I wasn't in pain. And that was such a huge surprise for me. That wasn't even on my radar.
And we often say that there's this process of activating stem cells. That's what essentially is happening in your body. And your stem cells you could look at as sort of the emergency guys, where they know where there's problems in the body, challenges in the body. Our stem cells are designed to meet that need. Now, here's the part that is truth. When we were young, we would age slower and heal faster. But as we cross that 50-yard line, maybe 55, 60, your body has very few stem cells left. So the reverse is happening. You are now aging faster and healing slower. The process by which X39 is activating stem cells is helping to address some of that. So there was something else that you also shared with me off camera that you're noticing about mental acumen.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I've noticed, we say the brain fog, and I have definitely noticed my brain fog is lifting, but my clarity of thoughts, my ability to organize my thoughts, has really been a game changer, because I'm trying to balance and work many things, like my art business and painting and the regular house stuff. And, prior to starting the patch, my thoughts were like zing, 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 zing. And
Popcorn.
I couldn't corral them. And I'm like, what did I have to do? I'd walk into a room. How many of you have done this? You walk into a room for something, you forget what you went for, and you stand there going, I don't know. And it was gone. Now, it's so different. It's like, oh, I quite enjoy being in my head right now. It's quite nice.
So trying to organize your thought was like trying to herd kittens.
Yes.
They're going to run all over the place, right?
Yes.
And that is often, that is part of my personal testimony, is at my age now, which is 61, I find myself to be at the top of my game sharp-wise. One of the things I love to do is speak publicly about my convictions, my passions, my beliefs. And to do that, most people would need notes and a script or a speech. That's not me. I need to have mental alertness. And now I find myself at any moment being able to talk and have a conversation. So we were saying off camera that having a conversation and the ability to have recall adds so much value to a conversation. Yeah. Now, I'm going to share something with you about David Schmidt. He said this at one time. David Schmidt is the CEO, the founder, the scientist, the brilliant mind behind all of the patches that we have at Lifewave. And he said this, we have had a focus on age reversal since the X39 patch was launched in 2018. But he said, if it's just about looking younger, isn't that just all about vanity? And I thought, wow, there's a thought. Because in most of the attempts to look younger, it could be just about vanity. But he said, but I want you to think about this, because our patch do so much more than just address the outward appearance, they address the inward condition. Now think about looking and feeling younger and having the experience of life. So now we're looking at a 60-year-old with the sharpness of a 40-year-old, and that's what's happening. I will go on record and say today, at 61, I have the sharpness of 20 years ago. And to me, that is the most precious thing to wake up to and to participate in on a daily basis, is to know you're there. You're all there. It's like you just said a minute ago. I like being in my headspace now.
And you know what, actually, you bring up a really good point, because, and it's interesting, as my brain is now going, oh, wait, I actually understood the science behind the patch when I started to learn about it, because I've studied the body. And so I understand our energy meridians, et cetera, et cetera. But that's not what attracted me to the patch. It was the thought of looking younger. Interesting. Hadn't even crossed my mind that it would heal all these other things. Now that I'm experiencing, no stomach issues, and my brain working better, and my energy is up. Like, I can putter all day long, and I don't need a nap. Okay, sometimes I take one because I really like them.
You earn a nap every now and again.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Naps are awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't need one. I'm not falling asleep at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And now it's like, I don't even think I care.
Yeah.
Like, if I start to look younger, bonus. But with everything else going on, that is amazing.
And the thing to keep in mind, this is not a hyper kind of energy. This is like,
No.
I often liken it to
No.
horsepower. Like you can drive a high horsepower engine, but that doesn't mean you have to go spinning the wheels all day long. No. It's fun to do. Trust me, I've got a 12-second Camaro, so I know what that's about. But what it is, it's having that reserve of energy to say, you know what? I can go another hour here in this yard work project or something. Or I know you're a teacher by trade, so there's a lot of concentration. I remember speaking with you as you were just coming into Lifewave and you were grading papers. You know, like you want to be real sharp there. You want to capture everything. You want to try to understand and give the best grade, the one that they earn, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine that's taxing on you.
Absolutely is. That can be exhausting in and of itself, right? And especially when you come home after a day of being in a classroom with kids, because your attention is always all over. You're always balancing things. You're always trying to direct things and be 10 steps ahead, not just with your students and their needs, but with curriculum and what do I have to touch on now? What questions have they asked? Then to come home and do marking on top of it. I mean, yeah. There were times in early June, I mean, I was in bed at 6:30, and I would get up at 4 in the morning to finish some marking.
So at the time when you started with the patches, the X39 product, did you experience an additional energy that was coming into it? I know you were kind of just finishing off the school year as well, right?
Just finishing off the school year, so I hadn't really noticed much, but like you said, it's not like I'm the Energizer Bunny, right? I'm not going to run any marathons.
Yet.
No, I'm not going to run any
No,
marathons.
I'm not running any either.
No.
I hate running. I always say the only reason you run is when someone's chasing you.
Exactly. But I would be able to do it then.
Yeah.
No, it's a steady energy. It's not, sometimes, you feel like, oh yeah, I have to go and do this. Like I have to go water the garden. It's like, and you have to kind of rally the energy. And
you got to conjure up the energy.
Right?
You need, yeah.
And now it's like, no, I have to go water the garden. And so it's like, oh yeah. And you just get up and you go and do. And then it's like, oh yeah. The brain working. Oh yeah, you know what? While you're out here, you might want to do some weeding, or you have to. And then you just kind of flow through and get a bunch of things done. And by the time I come in again, it's like, oh, I did all these
I did that too. Yeah,
right?
exactly. Now, if you're noticing here, and it just happens, you happen to be wearing a patch today.
Yes.
So the patch we're talking about is about the size of a loonie, and it is placed in different parts of the body. This is, I'm not sure which patch you're wearing here today, but it can be worn here along the center median of the body, behind the neck, on the 6-7 vertebrae.
So I'm patched up the back too, because this is now
all
my
right.
favorite
This
thing.
is still going to say PG-14,
It
trust
is.
me.
It's all good.
All right.
Working out the combinations too, I'm really enjoying that because our patches work differently and on different
that's true.
meridians.
Yeah, you jumped in a little bit more. We kind of like to start just with X39, but I know when you signed up, you had a much more advanced knowledge of the body.
So I don't know.
So here we go. So these are typical places, again, at the back of the neck where you can wear the patch. And this is working to capture certain frequencies of light, because the patch is stimulated also by heat, that it's going to produce a copper peptide. I'm not going to get too technical. Don't worry. We're not going to lose you here. It's called GHKCU. And this copper peptide has been long associated with the stem cells. So that's what our bodies do. The patch is stimulating the body to do what the body has forgotten or stopped doing. That is why we call it regeneration. We are regenerating the body. We're not going to go too much longer. We could go for hours. This is so much fun. And you're going to see this post in a number of places. But we want to encourage you to get in touch with Rodine as a new Silver Brand Partner. And if you have trouble getting to her, contact me and I'll get you her information. But we just simply want to invite you to investigate the claims, investigate the product, hear the testimony of other people. And that's what takes our product in the market. How is the product moved? It is by direct selling. Some of you would call it multi-level marketing. Don't let that turn you off. The testimonies of people is what creates the inquisitive nature of people to say, if that works for you, why wouldn't it work for me?
Yeah.
And our company gives you a money-back guarantee on your product too.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not happy, you see no results within a certain period of time, this company has been nothing short of a miracle. And so in Canada, and this is for us Canadians here, August 7th, we're relaunching because the Health Canada has had us under the microscope for almost a year now. And those companies that are entering into those stormy waters are going to see something it's very difficult to come out. Natural health products are on the radar of Health Canada right now. Everybody who knows that has heard about it. We are safely on the other side. We don't have all of our patches back, but we've got the big ones back. The ones that people always gravitate to. So August 7th, we're relaunching in Canada. Some of you that may have tried Lifewave and given up and the product was hard to get, come back and take another look. Because it's a testimony like yours and others that is creating that draw, and we are trying to present a product in a market that is desperately needing hope. And some people have given up on a lot of things, and we talked earlier off camera about what is it that you've given up on. What is it you'd like to get back? You've given up something. As you enter into certain ages and your health becomes an issue and your pain levels are unmanageable, there's something you've given up. Might be golfing. I met a guy the other day. He wanted to go fishing again. I said, can you imagine getting back to fishing? That's why Lifewave is a lifestyle. We talk about health. We talk about diet, exercise, supplements, and Lifewave. We are not the be-all, end-all, but we're one of the wonderful pillars that you can build and rebuild a lifestyle again. Because for some of us, we want to get back what we've given up. Some of us still want to do those things that we love to do from 10 or 15 years ago. And I think Lifewave offers that hope to you. So thank you for watching our video. Is there anything else you want to add as we close out here?
You know, I encourage anybody who does see this and who is curious to reach out, because, you know, there is nothing more important than our health. And, you know, this could make a huge difference in your life. I know what it's done for me, and I have heard testimonies from people that I know personally that have blown my mind. And to have your health back, to function.
We are doing this live, trust me.
There you go.
So
this is live.
Yeah, this is
I'm
live.
just gonna.
Okay, easily solved there.
It's not even for me. It's not. It's one of those calls. Just, you know what? To give it a try. Maybe it wouldn't work, but I find that so hard to believe.
One more thing I want to add, because we don't spend a lot of time in it. There is a wonderful business plan that goes with this product. Yeah. There's a wonderful compensation plan. And if you're interested, first of all, it's the product. It's always the product. We want you to look at the product. The business side of it is there, and it's there in spades, I assure you. Yeah. But look at the product, listen to the testimonies, and try it for yourself for 90 days and see that you don't experience some of these wonderful things that others have experienced. So on that note, I want to thank you and welcome you again into our community, because you are such a wonderful addition. And we hope to be doing more of these. So wherever you are, I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.